It's a show that you might not expect at first to see in a national glass centre because it looks at eyewear. It's quite natural to associate eyewear with glass, but this is not a scientific take on the subject. It's almost looking at eyewear as jewellery.
It's a bit like the history of fashion through spectacle frames. I knew that he had this amazing clientele list. So Audrey Hepburn, Michael Caine, Peter Sellers, Eric Morecambe, Princess Diana, Princess Grace, absolutely amazing list. And that adds to the appeal.
It's definitely a fashion accessory. The medical side of it, the medical necessity is secondary now. In the early days, when my grandfather started, glasses were just a medical necessity. It was an instrument for holding lenses in front of the eyes. It was not as fashion. Fashion didn't start till the 50s. And I can probably honestly say that my father was the instigator of fashion eyewear.
Goldsmith's company is one of the preeminent designers of spectacle frames in this country, who rose to prominence in the first half of the 20th century.
We wanted to look at that idea of chronology and for how fashion design had moved forward by looking at spectacle frames. So we split it into groups of decades. It was easier to do that by working with Oliver Goldsmith because there has been 3 Oliver Goldsmiths. The grandfather started the company in the 1920s, and then Oliver's father took over, and now Oliver. So we were splitting it by decades, but we were also splitting it between the different generations who'd run the firm.
It's a chronological display that examines the advent and the establishment and recognition of the company through the frames that were designed, but also through the people, many of whom were quite famous, who wore them.
There's 2 particular designs. One's called the Consul, which Michael Caine wore in the Ipcress file, and we also have one called Vice Consul, which Peter Sellers wore, but not during film work. He wore them outside of film work because he had short sight, and those 2 frames just seem to sell.
I think that people will be attracted to the show because of the names of the clients, but I hope that when they've come and they've seen the work, they'll go away enjoying the quality of design and the quality of production.
It's a very, very approachable display. The subject there's no mystery in it, and I think people will get a lot of fun out of the show.
I never thought anybody would do such a wonderful exhibition for me. To have it as a one-man exhibition, I'm just over the moon, and I shall definitely be bleating about it on my Facebook and Instagram pages as soon as I get back to London tomorrow.